based on
Come on,
this, Ardi's good. Oh, we're starting. All right.
Welcome to Monday Night Starbow number 19. This is the round of 8. It is a best of 3 between ArcticHydra and Ardi on the Grand Line, a map recently brought back into Starbow, I believe by Teddy Bear brought it back in. Anywho, in the top left corner, wearing red, your Terran player, it is Ardi!
And in the top right-hand corner, in the glorious Zergy pink color, it is ArcticHydra.
So you might not be familiar with this map. This is, as I mentioned, a relatively new map to Starbow. I believe it was a Brood War map that's been ported over. Talking about the features a little bit, we have a usual kind of small ramp down into the natural, and the natural has a medium-sized choke. Now you have a very natural third in this base, but it does not have any gas at all. And for these two players in their current spawn positions, they would be expanding toward each other. But for the most part, it's relatively easy to defend both of those bases by just defending this central area, although that can be tough as there is a high ground between you. So we might see these players, especially our Zerg player, ArcticHydra, might expand down to the bottom right corner instead. We're going to have some worker kiss. Very cute. At the north... Go ahead.
Well, it's red and pink. It's a two-way Valentine's Day color.
Right? Oh, perfect timing for Valentine's Day. At the north and south ends, there is another base, 6 mineral patches and 1 Vespene geyser, with a very, very wide area to defend here. ArcticHydra is excited because he got his drone in, and he has gone for the hatch first. So we'll see what Ardi's response to that is. But one last thing about the map, we do also have these island expansions on the east and west ends that offer you the same amount as those north and south expansions. So, be interested to see what kind of playstyle. I feel like I've mostly seen Ardi play Protoss, so I'm not familiar with how he plays Terran. But I have played quite a few games against ArcticHydra. He's recently kind of come back to Starbow. He was gone for a few months, so it's nice to see him back playing again. And ooh, what is this SCV doing?
Where?
At the outside of ArcticHydra's base, at the third. It looks as if he might be looking for some sort of proxy.
It could be a proxy. Oh, there's a factor going on in the main right now. It could be proxy starboard.
Very well could be.
Yeah, he's just hanging out, enjoying the view, so Ray's up to something.
Yeah, I'm thinking, well, he could just be waiting there to get a scout off later, or he could be going for some sort of proxy shenanigans. The factory in the main off of one base, he could just be opening mech, but it very well could be some sort of proxy Banshee play, so we'll have to keep an eye on that SCV and see if he decides to do anything. In the meantime, we do see ArcticHydra going for that layer off of 2 bases. So, going for that usual Zerg 2-base layer play. It's generally, I feel like this is the most common play we see in Starbow for the most part.
Yeah, it is very common. I don't see a Hydra Den, so it's probably going to be Mutalisks of some sort, or just a later Hydra Den. But yeah, I suspect Mutalisks.
Arctic does like to go Mutas generally. I feel like he is generally a heavy Muta player. When I usually play against him, that is how he likes to play.
Wait, is that wall off tight? Is it? I can't tell.
Oh, you know what? I think it is. No, it should be. It should be because the barracks overlaps here. It just looks like it because of the angle there, but it should be tight. Yeah, yeah, it should be. I don't know. It really kind of is questionable the way it looks. Yeah.
Well, apparently it's tight enough. The Zerglings can't get in.
Yeah, he's not going to try it anyway. So we do see Vulture Speed on the way, so it looks like it is going to be a mech opening here for Ardi. There are a few Terran players who open mech against Zerg, but it's not very common. We'll see how Ardi makes that work.
And we have the SCV came in for a delayed scout. And
and he's going to see the Spire. Wow.
That is
really
big.
Good job. So that's exactly what the SCV was there for, and he got the money scout off.
And it looks like he's going to live and leave.
Yeah, that's... What a victory. Oh, come on, get out of there. You're a hero. Don't sacrifice yourself unnecessarily. Oh.
Alright, that's a dead SCV.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Alright, goodbye. ArcticHydra continuing to do a little bit of scouting. Still does not see an expansion here from his Terran opponent, so he's got to start wondering if something is up. Now, the Spire is still going to be his best bet because Ardi is going for mech. So mech, not a lot of mech units besides the Goliath shoot up. Really none of them. So Ardi is going to be getting a Goliath, though. He's also going to be getting his missile turrets, so that's really good. Can Ardi get into the main right here? We have... Oh, nice.
Nice hold off. and with the spine there and the Hydra stand as part of the wall, the Vultures shouldn't be able to get too much done in the main. Maybe at the natural, but probably can't get in. So
Arctic did a good job of pulling his Zerglings back there to try to block the ramp. He also pulled his drones to try to block the ramp. He really doesn't want Ardi to get up into the main, seeing as how there are no static defenses in the main. So do we see... Okay, we do see the expansion coming down here now for Ardi. We also see a couple of Goliaths out. Got a couple of turrets here. But other than those turrets right there, that doesn't appear to be... Okay, he's also putting up some turrets in the natural as well.
So he should be pretty well defended against Mutalisks. Maybe I'd like to see a few more near the factories, command center area, but he should be fine.
Yeah. These Mutas will be able to do a good job of defending against these Vultures, so the Vultures are not going to be able to accomplish a whole lot here. Yeah, but they will be able to distract the Mutas and keep them from... Oh! Nice pickup here from Ardi. The expanding drone. Taking that out, but Arctic did already get one expansion down in the bottom right corner.
Well, sometimes you need two, but one's probably good enough for now.
Yeah.
And the Mutos are, well, almost went into the main, just they changed their minds and left. That is a lot of Goliaths, actually.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I worry that he might be overcommitting to these Goliaths a little bit. You don't want to wind up having the Zerg player do some sort of switch and then overrun you with some other units. But Arctic is still building quite a few Mutas. How many does he have in the field now? He does have 9. I would rather him not produce any more at this point. He's getting some Hydra range. Going to be starting to switch into a different unit production, but.
And he already got Hydra speed earlier, so he might be preparing a Hydra bust of some sort, because there are no siege tanks in the map right now.
Yeah. Although these Mutalisks getting plenty done here. They got to avoid this bunker though. Can't dance over that bunker. And here come the Goliaths. They're going to get out of there, but being annoying. Just. Remind that Terran that you've got those Mutas out there. Always good. I don't think he lost any of them. So, anytime you can get something and without losing much of anything, you'll be okay. These Vultures, though, again being annoying, but they're not going to be able to shut down this expansion at all.
No way.
And here come the Mutas here to clean it up. So, that harassment is over. Hydralisk, very good play against mech. Hydras shoot extremely fast. Take down spider mines. They do well against really just about any mech composition. That explosive damage is very good against armored units, and any sort of tanks or Goliaths are all going to be armored. So a lot of Goliaths here.
Yeah, he's getting so many Goliaths. I'm worried that any amount of Hydras can just push in and just kill him, frankly, because he doesn't have siege mode, he has no tanks. He's even a little supply block right now, so just even a moderate amount of Hydras to probably just end the game right now.
Yeah. Despite what I was saying about Hydralisk versus mech, if you do have enough siege tanks in siege mode, they are still able to take down Hydralisk very, very well. But not going into any sort of siege tech mode. So yeah, this could be really problematic. We do see that he's getting that fusion core, going to be moving into science vessels. But
yeah, those Mutas can't do anything. There's so many Goliaths with range too.
Yeah, Ardi's going to be safe against Mutas. He's got the Mutalisk covered at this point. I feel like he's overreacting a little bit here. In the meantime, Arctic is going to be able to take the map pretty quickly. This is a very large map, and mech is very immobile besides the Vultures. And you see Arctic once again taking another base. Before you know it, his income is just going to be outrageous compared to Ardi's. And it's going to be very difficult for Ardi to catch up. So he has to probably go out and do a bunch of damage here off of 2 bases. I don't think he can try to go for any sort of slow expanding style. Not on a map like this, not when the Zerg player is already getting his 5th base up.
Well, he is moving away from the Goliaths. He's getting spider mines and siege tech at the same time. He's getting a 3rd factory, and he's starting to make tanks. So he won't. So the window for the Hydras to do a big bust is now gone. But we do have a 2nd Spire on the way.
Oh wow.
He wants the air upgrades.
Yeah.
Fast.
Double ups and Guardians, maybe?
Yeah.
I would love to see some Guardians. That'd be great.
We might do some Guardians, because there is an infestation pitch. It could just spring right into Hive Tech.
Yeah. Now, the Guardians obviously have to get into a good position. They're really not, a game-winning unit on their own. But harassing mineral lines from the high ground, that sort of thing, very good. But, the Goliaths are there, and the Goliaths, as long as they have the range upgrade, which I imagine they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. We'll be okay against Guardians, so I'm not sure. It's just going heavy into those upgrades, maybe. Alright, so here comes the push out here from Ardi.
One gets taken out. Alright, not too bad. We still don't want to just run them into Goliaths willy-nilly.
Well, Hydralisks have to be careful about these siege tanks, but there are only 2. If the Mutas can come in and get the siege tanks, the Hydras will be able to clean up everything else. We do have the Science Whistle out for the Irradiate. Ooh, gotta be careful about that.
The mines.
Oh no! Oh, it's a huge mine hit. That is really unfortunate for ArcticHydra. And now the Muta's just flying over the Goliaths.
No.
That is really bad. Just really sloppy control here from ArcticHydra. And Ardi can capitalize now. So many resources lost here for our Zerg player. Now he does have the stronger economy, of course. Has the same number of workers spread across 5 bases as opposed to 2. Makes a huge difference. Muta's trying to come in here for the snipe. They don't get it and get irradiated. The Science Vessel lives with 11 health. Oh, you know Arctic is steaming about that.
We spread the Mutalisk, so only one's gonna die, but the others, except for the new ones, are in the yellow and orange, so they can't do a whole lot quite yet, especially with all these Goliaths. And then looks like they're gonna go down.
Yeah, they just kind of flew in there and suicide themselves on those Goliaths. Really, Arctic not doing a very good job. I know I don't like to call out players, but that's pretty sloppy Muta control right there. So, all right, the Hydralisks are getting shot at. This is a good opportunity though. We only have 1 tank and siege tech and a nice surround here from the high ground.
I think we're able to do it. He cleans this up. Just that's the mines. Okay. All right.
Terrific job. Just out macroing, getting a nice position to those Hydras on the high ground. Just huge. Clean that up entirely. Now, how many tanks do we have out here for Ardi at this point? None. We have 6 vultures. That's it. That was Ardi's entire force.
6 vultures and 2 mines. I'm
gonna be able to prevent this. Gonna be able to prevent this command center.
That's gonna fall, actually, I think. Yep,
yeah, there's no way he's gonna save that. Wow. And Ardi now is in a terrible position. Arctic being able to get up to those 5 or 6 bases. Really, he didn't have to be cost efficient. He could be sloppy with his Mutalisk because he could reproduce his army so easily.
Oh, now he's sniping the tanks because he has nothing that shoots up right now.
Yeah, and getting those double upgrades here for his air units as well. I'd love to see the Greater Spire come down to just end the game with the Guardians. That would be a pretty cool, pretty sick way to end it. Although Overlord drops could be good as well. I don't think he has drops.
No, he doesn't have ventral stacks quite yet. He's on 5 bases, and one of the hatcheries isn't actually mining, it's just a production facility.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But he has so much money. Just look at the banks they have. ArcticHydra has almost 1900 minerals. Thank you for a while. Yeah, and denies the command center again for a little longer, and everybody's gonna snipe that SCVA once more.
So at this point, ArcticHydra is just happy to just contain his opponent, keep him to 2 bases, starve him out. You can see the mineral patches are starting to get extremely low in the main for our Terran player. And Ardi has complete map control, vision all over the place, all the bases he wants. And I'm not really sure what Ardi can try to do. He'd have to get some really sick irradiates off with some really good tank splashes in order to get back in this game. But even then, Arctic will just be able to, reproduce his army. Arctic does need more gas, though.
The only thing Ardi can really do is just make a big army and just move out and hope he can break the contain and establish a third. That's the only thing you can hope for. He has his command center up, so he just needs to move out with some tanks, siege up, place some excellent mines, and cross his fingers and might roll out.
Yep, try to pull some of these Hydras in.
And there's the big vulture move out, so we're going to be landing a lot of not quite yet, but he only has 2 tanks. I'm not sure it's quite enough to push out.
Yeah, and one of those tanks is extremely low on health. He could get a couple up here on the high ground, potentially. So a 3rd tank out now. Just has so few resources, it's very difficult for him to produce. Well, he has actually 3 tanks on the way right now, so he is starting to produce more of those tanks. But he's got to make something happen here soon.
11 Mutalisks on the way.
Yeah, and we see Arctic now has started mining from that 4th gas and the 5th gas, so he's gonna have that gas income now.
And he has a Greater Spire, so I wonder where the gas is gonna go.
Building more mutas and getting a Greater Spire?
I don't know. And here's the big engagement. That's a lot of mutas.
Yeah, the Mutas come in here, take down all the tanks. Actually,
the Mutas just K moves to the Goliath. They don't need to be microed. They just go in, Hydra swoop in, Muta swoop in, everything just dies. 155 supply to 46, and there's the GG.
GG! ArcticHydra takes game number 1.